Welcome to the final part of Symphony of the Night, except no, it's not, because after this part, we're going to have to go into the sideways castle.
Yeah, we're going to go into the
secret
90-degree flipped. We're going to go into the 90-degree flipped castle.
And then after that is the inverted 90-degree flipped castle.
God damn.
Then we have the mirrored inverted 90-degree flipped castle.
That's just the 90-degree flipped castle again.
Yes, that's the joke.
Then
Next
we have
is the nth dimensional.
But
castle.
after that's the diagonal castle.
Fuck off.
Next we have to do it running backwards.
Yeah, the diagonal castle, and then you just have to go through the first castle again.
Go through this area with the gas cloud, because the enemies, the bitter flies, are completely invisible but will damage you on contact.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking...
Gabe, you sure do have a lot of feelings about things.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, now that we have... So, we've done all the optional boss fights, which we didn't need to do, but we sure did. Also, off-screen, I mapped out the rest of both castles. Though not completely 200%, because, like, in the underground cave, like, the inverted one, it's just so hard to map out some of the spots, like, underwater, which is why I think it's not meant to be actually 200%, but, like, almost 200%.
198.5%.
But anyway, so now we have all 5 of Dracula's body parts that were hidden, and
Wow,
so now,
I wish I only had 5 body parts.
so now we have to now we have to go to the center of the inverted castle, which is where we found the holy glasses in the regular castle, and yeah, after doing that, we can find Drac.
Fight Drac.
Drac is big.
Kill Drac. Bram Stoker's Drac.
The Drac is back.
Time for a Drac attack.
I think
fire.
The theme for Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures is one of the worst opening themes I've ever heard for any show ever.
Drac is back. What about Pac-Man? Pac-Man Adventure, when you get the thing, it's like, yeah.
Well, no, the opening theme, it's like the worst opening theme I've heard for any TV show because it sounds so rushed.
Probably because it was.
Like, at the very end, like, it's like doing, like, the ending riff of the music, and then the guy just says, "The Pac is back!" Like, just to, like, get the point across or something. Just in case you missed it the first 4 times.
I'm going to have an adventure, and it's going to be ghostly. Boo!
Also, they made Pac-Man ugly in that sub-series, so... I don't think that's how that elevator works.
No, it is.
That's a good point. We did just see it work that way, so... Flap, 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 flap. Oh. Hi, Shaft!
All hail the son of our master, stronger than the mightiest hunter.
Apparently, he's stronger than the mightiest hunter. I am he.
I am he!
You know, I gotta say, like, okay, so, like, I've been meaning to say this a few times, but, like, okay, so the way Yuri Lowenthal does Alucard in this game, that's always the kind of voice that I pictured for Proto Man in the Mega Man series. You see it?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Converted him, brought him here to lure the rest, to force them all to fight and die.
Nice.
But you never planned for me, and now you failed.
Ha! Your human soul as frail as his was. You'll take his place. I'll tear that soul apart.
Well, alright.
No.
Alright, let's see if... Unfortunately, Shaft is even easier in this game than he was in Rondo of Blood. And that's even without the shield rod trick, which I am going to use anyway.
Alright.
Shield Rod. Alright, good game.
Now, to be fair, I did get a couple crits, but regardless.
Your beloved darkness awaits you. Dwell there for all eternity.
Yeah, do it. Dwell there for all of eternity.
Victorious. Count Dracula rises even now. Let him purge the world in flames.
I thought you already died, like in the last game, though. Can you die when you're a ghost?
Yeah, Knuckles kills ghosts all the time.
No, he doesn't kill them, he turns them off.
Oh.
I guess
What
that
was dark
implies
in
they
that
can be
room?
turned back on again, so there's a lack of a sense of permanence
Oh.
with simply turning something off as opposed to killing it.
Alright, Dracula's been resurrected.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
Not nearly long enough. I can't allow you to leave here, Father.
Do you still side with humanity? Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
You think I would forget such a... No. But neither do I seek revenge against them.
Enough of your nonsense. Away with your humanity. Stand with me as Prince of all the world.
You will never touch this world again. In Mother's name, I swear it.
Epilepsy warning exclusively because of the shield rod.
Tremble.
Oh, that is colorful.
Oh, my true form.
Wow.
Because this is what what happens to him when he takes damage.
The abyss. Trouble the
Hey, yeah, went all out on the visuals there.
How could I have lost?
It's not your fault, it's programming fault.
Your son. You'll never win without.
Also, he kind of, like, I feel like he would have been better off against that if he went for his standard teleporting across the room and shooting 3 fireballs strat.
Yeah.
In a search for power, did I?
Did you not?
You know, it's so weird. In the original version of this, he quotes the Bible for some reason.
Last words.
She said, do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm. For theirs is already a hard lot. She also said that she would love you for eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
Dracula may be feeling
Hi, Dad.
Dracula may be feeling remorseful for a change, but that ain't gonna last forever, unfortunately. Next time he comes back, next time he comes back, like, I wouldn't say that it's like he's completely forgotten it, but he's certainly still bent on killing all humans.
Like my modest clouds.
You know how it
Real.
is. He just walks
Real.
up to the creatures of the night, and he's all like, "Hey, want to kill all humans?"
Do you know that my modest clouds were named after mammary glands because they look like breasts?
Yep.
The boob clouds?
Do they have
Yeah.
do they have milk in them?
I've never found out for myself.
What's the point?
Yeah, like they're
Why have them?
that they rain milk.
Yeah, M-A-M-M-A.
Rain is just cloud milk.
As the
So you had to fight.
Shout out to cumulonimbus type rain clouds and
so
cumulus
true,
stratus
so
too.
true.
If I hadn't been so weak, we wouldn't be here. Not so.
And stratonimbus clouds
I
are
had my
there
own
too.
reasons to face him.
Still, it couldn't have been easy.
It wasn't.
It ain't easy being cheesy, Bill.
The only thing necessary to be able to triumph.
Is for good men to do.
I'm sorry, but I'm actually just imagining, like, him specifically saying that to Richter. So it's like, it couldn't have been easy. It ain't easy being cheesy, Richter.
The world might disappear. Now and forever.
I see.
Farewell then. We'll not meet again.
Alucard.
Well, are you going after him or not?
Bye, have a beautiful time.
I'm sorry. I have to follow him. I can't just...
It's all right. Hurry up and catch him. If anyone can save him, you can.
Thank you, Richter, for everything.
Thank you, Maria.
Alright, and that's the last we see of this era of the Castlevania timeline. Alright, final thoughts time. Whitney goes first.
I liked the cover art. I think just like general. I think the art direction generally in this one was my favorite. It's definitely like the darkest, and it's also the gayest. And it's also I don't know. I just like it. I just think it's very appealing. I think the final boss, like the shield was a little strong. Like maybe a little too strong. But you know, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're playing this game for. Music's always good. I just liked the vibe of this one the most. Let me say 7 out of 10. 7.2.
All right.
Not enough water.
Gabe.
All right. Here we go. All right. So the music, you already know, I was whacking off about the Crystal Tears before we even started playing the game. All right, this game's got a fucking fantastic soundtrack. Right? I'm talking like, type soundtrack. You know, you listen to it and you're like, you know, that kind. Next, we touched on the art style. I mean, look at these handsome-ass motherfuckers. Okay, yes, I know they kind of yassified girl boss Dracula a little bit, but that's okay. You know, he's still looking cool. You know, the Drac is back. You know, that's a Drac fact right there. He's still all right. And Alucard, Big Alley, he's looking pretty good. You know, the portraits were good. You know, obviously the voice acting original was like, ha ha, funny. But you know, I think this re-release did justice. You know, gross. I think, you know, the whole like, oh, you beat the game. Just kidding. Now you got to do the whole game again, but like upside down is like, okay, I dig it. Like, I understand, but like at the same time, okay. You know, fighting Richter was pretty cool. You're like, oh, but we played as Richter last game. Why is he evil now? What's going on here? And you use the thing, and then you actually, because like, but then if you kill him, you get the bad end. But then you use the thing, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, Shaft. He's the guy we killed last game as Richter. And so that's like a kind of cool thing. And obviously Maria, you know, you're like, oh, Maria, though you're different now. You don't have the, you're different. You're bigger and you're older. Whoa. And it's cool. And then but like a lot of the, you know, level design is like pretty cool. It's a lot of it encourages, you know, a lot of vertical travel with the bat. And you know, obviously the gas stuff is pretty cool. You can phase through things, and you know, obviously if RPG elements, finding different swords and stuff. Bless me. Now, I'm not gonna be like wah, but at the same time, I'm kind of gonna be like wah, because that shield bullshit was some of the most game-breakingly dumb bullshit I've seen in a game. And, you know, don't get me wrong. I do like my easy buttons in games where I'm like, oh, wow, here's me playing, I'm trying to think of an example. Boom, okay, here's me playing Skyrim. First thing you do, get about 500 gold, go to Dawnstar, find the secret chest, just get immediately better items. Great, cool. You know, it's like a ha he funny. But, like, not only did you fucking fry the giga optional mega super death asshole boss in, like, 1.1 pictoseconds, but also like, I don't know, dusting the final boss like that, like, I mean, like, come on, I mean, like, what's going on here? Anyway, but yeah, also the colors, I know I mentioned the art style, but the colors are also nice, you know, they're not too like, in your face. There's a lot of green, you know, like the inside of the castle is like, yeah, it's a lot of browns and grays because it's a castle and it's got walls and shit made of stone and clay, but then you get nice splashes of color, like, you know, the stained glass, or, you know, you go into the one old guy's lab with the chair over the hole, and it's like, oh, there's a nice, you know, a nice kind of olivey color in the walls. Ooh. Anyway, all in all, because I've also played this game a little bit before. I haven't fucking beat it because and also at my cousin's house. But all in all, I think this game is 8.5 out of 10.
All right, Carrie.
So, my reviews are always so boring since I come after games. I'm not even going to try to make this entertaining and as in-depth, but to be fair, I haven't played it, so as usual, I could probably review them more in-depth if I'd actually played them myself, but this really goes hard with the visuals, so I would have to agree with that, with the visuals, and then a little bit more gory, a little bit more bloody, which was kind of interesting, so I think they leveled up there a lot, so it made for a really good viewing experience. Same with the music. What I really liked about the music was that it was very atmospheric, but still kind of had a musical quality to it in a lot of instances. And I thought the organ was extremely well done. It wasn't very over the top, and it wasn't too much just ambient music. So I think it fit the game atmosphere really well, and it was pleasing to the ears. Overall, the game was pretty. I liked how it was a lot more dynamic, so it was more engaging to me as the viewer. I mean, you know what I thought about the upside down run through stuff. I thought that was kind of fun and not distracting, but I don't know. Maybe if I were playing it, I would want something a bit more exciting. I don't know. So I don't have a ton of complaints about this one, to be honest, except for I do agree with the other two about the shield being a bit nuts, but I mean, it could just be like a consolation prize. Well, no, a consolation, that's not the word you want. Like a congratulatory prize for running through it a second time. It's like, oh, you already did it right regular the first time, so we're just going to let you cheese it at the end. So that's kind of silly, but I don't know how that would feel if I would be playing it. So I'm going to give this 8.33 out of 10. Actually, 8.33 into infinity, but we can round to 8.33.
Repeating it.
All right. So I know that probably, like, even among the viewers, I definitely raised eyebrows just by using the shield rod Alucard shield combo because, yeah, and I need to specify. The reason I use it is because I find it very funny.
Yes.
Why? Funny.
Funny.
I just, like, just having, also, just, I mean, it's also kind of satisfying to use, especially against Gallimot, the super boss, who I would never actually go against legitimately because I don't have the skills for that. But, mostly because I find it very funny. But, alright, yeah. So, as much as I absolutely adore the more 90s anime aesthetics of, Rondo of Blood, the gothic look for Symphony of the Night and future games that use the art style as well, just, it works for this series so well. Like, you know, you already got that creepy castle with all the monsters and whatnot, and, now, like, since, like, we're in an environment where it's meant to be taken a bit more seriously than it was initially, it really suits it. Because, like, we're not just in a cheesy monster movie from the 20s parody anymore. We are now in, we're now in an era where Castlevania's storytelling is trying to take itself more seriously, and for all the little snippets in there, I really do like how this plays out. Like, we get to look at how, for example, what set Dracula off on his, on the path that makes him want to wipe out humanity, with the fact that his wife was accused of being a witch and burned at the stake.
Real.
And, how his son does not agree with his little, I guess, tantrum. And how all of this has led to, like, hundreds of years of feuding between him and a family who is destined to, well, I shouldn't really say destined, but more like determined to be the one who stops him. It's very interesting stuff that will go even deeper into, farther down the line. Hell, there's one game where we find out how Dracula became Dracula, the game that takes place earliest on the timeline, but that's a ways off. That's a PlayStation 2 game. The music is great. Like, I always say this about Castlevania games, and here's the case too. I still like Castlevania 3 and Rondo of Blood soundtracks a little more, but this soundtrack is still very good. My personal favorite songs being Dance of Pails, Wandering Ghosts, and Lost Painting. It's got that perfect atmosphere combined with just memorable tunes, and in the case of Wandering Ghosts, it's got some cold funk to it. That's what I'll call it. How about also just the fact that, like, the shift to the Metroid format is very seamless, and also just, like, while doing that, they completely, like, replaced the infamous stiff control scheme with some of the most buttery smooth controls I've ever seen in a 2D platformer. Also, how about that sprite quality? Alucard in particular, he had so many frames of animation, like, for PS1 2D sprites, that's incredible. Jesus Christ. I love this game. I love it a lot. The only thing I don't like about it is the very tacked-on inverted castle. Which, like, is fine when you're just trying to get the pieces of Dracula and go straight to finishing the game, but you don't get the best ending doing that. And, so you have to map out both the castles, and by the time you're doing that, you're just kind of getting sick of the game and like, alright, can we get to Dracula now? And these days, what I typically do is, what I typically do these days when I'm playing this game is, I basically just do everything the game has to offer and then load up my 200% save file to just finish the game so I don't have to map out everything, you know? Anyway, so with all that in mind, like, based on, like, the experiences here, acknowledging the flaws, and also, like, considering how I typically like to play the game to get around certain things, I am giving this game a 9 out of 10. I love it. It's probably... It's one of my favorite games in the series. Alright, so... Next time on Smash Team Games, it is time for some... Well, it's time for one new marathon and one new RPG running alongside that, okay? So first off, on our Tuesday-Thursday slot, Gabe is finally going to be taking the lead in a commentary with the Ace Combat series.
Ace Combat time. Oh, yeah, by the way, I got that copy of Air Combat 20. Or
Sick.
Air Combat, so, yeah.
And I am going to be taking us through another, like, a very dreamy game called Omori. Until then, though, this is Smash Team Games, signing off.
Au revoir. Bye-bye.